You would have heard a lot about SAP. SAP being the greatest and the best ERP software. SAP S/4HANA is the future of software ERP systems, and many businesses are implementing SAP. Hello everyone, I am Murza Mahmood Sayed from SAP Purchasing Experts, and today we'll have an overview about SAP and understand few critical things about SAP as a whole. So let's get into the system. Yep. So in today's video, we'll be seeing about introduction to SAP, and to get more into the details of it, what is SAP? What is ERP? What does SAP do? Evolution of SAP system, Fiori, types of Fiori apps, and key SAP modules. So to start with, first of all, you should know what SAP is as a company. SAP is a market share leader in enterprise application software, enterprise resource management applications, supply chain management applications, procurement applications software, travel and expense management software, to name few. SAP is helping companies of all sizes and in all industries run better by redefining ERP and creating networks of intelligent enterprises that provide transparency, resiliency, and sustainability across supply chains. SAP's end-to-end suite of applications and services enables customers to operate profitably, adapt continuously, and make a difference worldwide. SAP as a company has broadest portfolio of modular and suite solutions available on-premise, in cloud, and also hybrid. Now let's understand more about SAP. So first of all, you should know, what does SAP stand for? The name is an initialism of the company's original German name, that is System Analyze Programment Entwicklung, which translates to System Analysis Program Development. You would have also heard, or you will also hear about a full form. SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products for Data Services. That has been going on since a long time, and you will continue hearing about it too. But this is from my SAP website, so I consider this to be more apt. Now, how do you pronounce SAP? People often ask, how do you say SAP? It is an initialism, not an acronym. Therefore, it is pronounced as individual characters, that is S, A, and P. And it's not called SAP, which has a different meaning altogether in German. Now, what is SAP software used for? In traditional business models often decentralize data management, with each business function storing its own operational data in a separate database. This makes it really very difficult for employees from different business functions to access each other's information. Furthermore, duplication of data across multiple departments increases IT storage costs and the risk of data errors. And this leads to a lot of data redundancy. So every company would eventually focus on having precise use of maximum resources that all companies have at the end. So why should companies waste their resources in storing data that's repeated across departments? Therefore, by centralizing data management, SAP software provides multiple business functions with a single view of truth. This helps companies better manage complex business processes by giving employees of different departments easy access to real-time insights across the enterprise. As a result, business can accelerate workflows, improve operational efficiency, raise productivity, enhance customer experiences, and at the end, this all results to increase in profits, which is the major focus of all industries worldwide. Now let's see, what is ERP? So ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. And ERP is a software that is built to organizations belonging to different industrial sectors, regardless of the size and strength. The ERP package is designed to support and integrate almost every functional area of a business process. For example, there is a company, you can say, which is into training business. So that particular company would eventually have a sales department which will sell its products to customers. Now, now if we'll get into some more details of it, to sell products to customers, there should be a warehouse available with those products. So there is a warehouse management module. Now, to have those products, because it's a trading business, there's no manufacturing or assembling done. So eventually the company will purchase those goods and also services of people to handle and manage those goods. So eventually procurement even forms an important factor of that company. Now to manage all finances, there's a finance department. To take care of all the accountings, there's an accounting department. To take care of its employees and resources, there's a human resource department, right? If you go to a manufacturing industry, along with these departments, you'll also see a manufacturing department. There would be a production planning department to take care of the production schedules and the forecasts. And to move all these products from one warehouse to the other, one plant to the other, or from, you can say, the plant or warehouse to the customer, there is logistics department. So all in all, ERP designs and redefines all these physical entities into its software, and that's the major intention of having an ERP package. And SAP was one of the first companies to develop standard software for business solutions, and it continues to offer industry leading ERP solutions even at today's point of time, wherein the market is growing and just booming. So when you see the market 20 years back, it was in a different era, and today, 2023, it's in a completely different era. So with these changing market needs, SAP is also evolving, and its products are also evolving to cater different market requirements. Now let's see, what does SAP actually do, since we now know what an ERP is. So SAP helps companies and organizations of all sizes and industries that run across different sectors to run and manage their businesses profitably, adapt continuously to the ever-changing market situation and market demands, and ultimately have a sustained growth. The company develops software solutions that are used by small businesses, mid-sized companies, and even very large corporations. That's why you see SAP is able to provide solutions and to cater need of different companies across 160 countries. SAP software collects and processes data on one platform. It has everything that needs to manage in the company's needs, from raw material purchasing to the manufacturing and ultimately to customer satisfaction, right? So SAP solutions can be installed on premise, that is at a user's location, or it can be available on the cloud, helping companies analyze and efficiently design the entire value chain. SAP solutions can also be used to create forecasts so that companies can predict what requirements it would foresee in the future, and accordingly it can plan its inventory of raw materials, it can plan the manufacturing of goods, and eventually be ready for the upcoming season. To see another example, when a machine needs to be repaired or how revenue will develop in the next half year, it is very important to understand forecasts, and SAP helps companies with that. As we move forward, let's see how SAP eventually evolved. SAP started as SAP R1 system, which was the first ever product of the software. And R1 was eventually, you can say, or called as a one-tier architecture, wherein R stands for real-time data processing. So, furthermore, in one-tier architecture, SAP was installed across all three layers in just one server. The very first module that it developed was the financial accounting system, which was introduced in the year 1973. So, like you see here in the diagram, in one tier architecture, R1 system, everything is available in the database layer itself. And from this, it provided or attempted to provide real-time business solutions or services. Now, with time, SAP came up with SAP R2 system in 1979 with SAP's mainframe product providing database services, and the first ever compact software package for end-to-end business applications eventually came up. And also R2 system is a two-tier architecture like you can see here, and the word itself says, wherein we have the presentation layer, wherein you can say there are different presentation processes or user interface that's available, and this layer interacts and works together with the database layer wherein the mainframe solution was available, and this could eventually link the database to the product to the presentation layer. Now with time, again SAP worked continuously right from 1979 to improve on its products and services and solutions, and eventually in 1992 it came up with R3 architecture, which is a three-tier architecture. And R3 is SAP's integrated software solution for client and server and distributed open systems. And SAP R3 has many modules such as HR, finance, material management, covering all enterprises. We can describe SAP R3 system working process as that all requests that come in from the presentation server that's directly customer facing collects all the information, all the commands from the user and is directed to the dispatcher. Then the dispatcher writes them first to the dispatcher queue. The dispatcher pulls the request from the queue on a first in first out basis, and each request is then allocated to the first available work process. Right? And these work processes run in the application layer. And while referring to the data in the database, these work processes talk to talk to, you can say, the server and the database to pull in all the required data. SAP is based on a APAP programming language. That's so to get into more details of it, the APAP program is written in application layer, and different, you can say, processes or batch jobs run in this application layer, and all the data that's stored in the SAP system is eventually stored in the database. So this ABAP program talks to the database, and based on, you can say, the transactions that user input in the easy access screen or on SAP screens, those commands are eventually catered by these ABAP program codes, and responses are again flashed or given to the end users or users of SAP system on the presentation layer. And to step further in the evolution of SAP system. So SAP S/4HANA is the latest and greatest of all SAP versions that's hot in today's market. SAP S/4HANA provides in-memory computing. That is, SAP HANA runs on a multi-core CPU with very fast communication between process cores and contains terabytes of main memory. And to just let you know, in S4 HANA, SAP uses its own memory. It is no more dependent on the IBM product mainframes or on Oracle for its database or on any other company. And because it uses its own memory, the computing is very fast. All processes and communication run very fast. And with SAP HANA, all data is available at a single point, which avoids the performance penalty of reading and writing of data to a separate disk altogether. SAP S4 HANA provides parallel processing, which means that at one point of time there can be multiple processes which can be executed in the SAP system. And when you see that multiple processes are being executed in the system, eventually you get speed and everything runs fast on real-time basis. SAP S4 HANA uses the concept of columnar database management and data compression. So, in addition to in-memory, HANA also applies database management methods that are much more efficient at compressing data. And when the size of data reduces, so this means that SAP is able to make the maximum use of all the available resources. The database is not being overburdened or overfilled with the same type of data and big chunks of data. And the more compressed data is, the faster the system can run because more resources are eventually available, which improves system performance. Hope you could understand how SAP progressed right from 1973 when it released R1 architecture, and eventually you see how SAP S4HANA helps industries and markets with these few core principles and few core facilities and services. And to move further, see, you should know what Fiori is. Fiori was introduced during SAP ECC, but it gained importance and usage with SAP S4HANA. And now Fiori is the ultimate front end of SAP S4HANA. So let's just see what Fiori is. So SAP Fiori is a new user experience for SAP software and applications. It provides a set of applications that we use for regular business functions, like creating of purchase orders, approval requests, to see key performance index, that is KPIs of on industries of different departments, to do all the calculations, and also various self-service apps. So Fiori works on few design principles, and you should know that. The very first design principle is role-based. SAP has decomposed various SAP transactions and changed them into user interactive applications that show only the most relevant information to users. So if you see SAP easy access screen, or you log into easy access screen to create a purchase order. In the purchase order, there are different sections. There's a header section, then there's item section, there's item details section. And these sections may not have data which is always relevant to a buyer. But with the onset of Fiori, Fiori provides a very precise set of data very much only needed by that particular department. So considering or the example of purchasing department, buyers will only be able to see what they need to see. They need not bother themselves by seeing anything else apart from purchasing data or anything that's not required to have in a purchase order. Yep, that's what a rule-based approach means. SAP Fiori is adaptive. It is able to quickly adapt to different use cases and different devices. Fiori can be used on any device which has user interface. It's no more restricted to a, you can say, a PC, a machine, or only a laptop. It can be used in mobile devices, in tabs. So it's very simple. You just need to log into Fiori application via web browser and you can use it on the go. So there's no restriction that you need to be in a VPN in the company's network. You need to be always sitting on your desk. You should be available at your place to record all the transactions. So that makes it ultimately very adaptive. SAP Fiori is very simple to use, and this was probably one of the most difficult to achieve with anything else, right? With Fiori, it becomes so easy to add features, to add capabilities and functions to screen. When you log into a Fiori system, the Fiori screen has different tiles available. So, wherein in SAP ECC, when you log into Easy Access screen, see, you had to enter a transaction code. Say, for creating a purchase order, you entered ME21N. So you had to remember all the transaction codes by heart. Now with Fiori, you need not remember the transaction codes by heart. It's available in the form of a tile just when you log in. You'll see create purchase order advanced tile out there. You just need to go and click there. And then the Fiori screen will eventually open in the create purchase order screen. And then you can enter all the details required for creating a purchase order. Similarly, you can do a goods receipt. You had to use a transaction code earlier when you logged in using GUI. But when you log in using Fiori, there's a post goods movement app which makes your goods receipt very easy. And ultimately, it makes the work of resources of people working in different industries, different plants very easy. And the art of simplicity lies in continuous monitoring to ensure that complexity does not creep in. So, because Fiori is so simple to set up, you can easily ensure that nothing appears or nothing is very complex in executing your transactions. Fiori is very coherent. From this, you can understand that it is intuitive to reduce user adoption challenges. And with Fiori making things so simple and adaptive, right, by enabling individual users to select what they need to have on the initial login screen. So ultimately, users can self-train and they can think of unique solutions in a more efficient way because now they're not thinking and wasting their time in trying to understand and learn how system works. They know everything because it's very easy and simple on the Fiori screen. So that's when everyone, all employees can utilize their time to the full extent in their core business areas and in developing more innovative and unique solutions to cater to business needs. SAP Fiori next provides a very delightful experience. From all these benefits that you have seen right now, you can easily understand that when things are very precise, when you can say working on business transactions is very simple because you need not log in to a computer every time. You can use a PDA device, you can use a pad out there. It's very simple. You can set up your Fiori screen. It's very user friendly. Ultimately, you will see that the employees are very delighted to use Fiori. So, all in all, it's a win-win situation for industries to use Fiori, and Fiori has a whole list of, you can say, services and facilities that it provides in S4HANA. When it started with ECC, it had limited use because of database, and you see, once any software solution is there in place with time, and like I've told you, to cater industry needs, see, these software solutions need to upgrade themselves, and that's what Fiori did. So from ECC to S4 HANA, SAP Fiori has scaled up a lot, and how that was possible, you will see it in the next slide. So there are different types of Fiori apps, and through these Fiori apps, you'll able to understand why Fiori is so preferred and user friendly, and why it's a yes to go for SAP S4 HANA and SAP Fiori. So just focusing on types of Fiori apps, we have three categories in SAP Fiori apps that we can distinguish on the basis of their functions and infrastructure requirements on the whole. There are transactional apps, fact sheets, and analytical apps. Just keep in mind these names because the functions of these apps at the end depend on the names of it. So to get into details of transactional apps, like the name says, these apps are used to perform transactions in the system. Like I've been telling you again and again, right? When you need to create a purchase order is a transaction. Sales department will create sales order when a customer places an order. Then there are transactions that are executed in the backend for finance. You'll get an invoice when you place a purchase order to a vendor. You will be providing a billing document to a customer. So these transactions are a part of transactional apps in Fiori. Any transactional activity that involves creating, changing, or approving would come under this category, and we can deploy it with any database. So it's not database specific. Transactional apps can easily run on SAP HANA database, and it was introduced during ECC, which could run on mainframe database, on Oracle database, on Azure. So there was no database constraints at that time, and transactional apps eventually came into action during ECC. And these apps allow user to run simple SAP transactions on all devices. So like transactional apps are to cater the transactions needs of a company. Now going to the next set of apps, there are fact sheets. So like the name says, it provides use for facts sheets. So SAP Fiori fact sheet apps enables users to access contextual information about specific central objects that are used in business operations in carrying out any business activities. So you can say the leadership would need facts and figures. Management departments would need facts to plan their work ahead. plan their businesses going forward. So those facts and figures are provided in fact sheet apps. We can access a fact sheet app from another related fact sheet app or from any other related transactional and analytical apps. So any transaction that at the end needs to refer to facts and figures, you eventually turn to fact sheet apps. Like for example, a debit memo request is a fact sheet app that displays the net value, displays the billing status, related invoices, and all the related sales orders. So like you see out here, invoices and sales orders are transactionals. See, net value, billing status are the facts that a department would be focusing on. And just for your information, fact sheet apps weren't available in ECC. They have been specifically introduced in SAP S/4HANA. And because of SAP's very own database, fact sheet apps came into existence. Now going to analytical apps, again, like the name suggests, it is used for analysis purpose. All the analytical data that leadership needs, like all management departments would need, are provided by these analytical apps. So these SAP Fiori analytical apps convert large volume of data into a business actionable format wherein key business stakeholders can refer to that particular business actionable items and actionable information very easily. These apps run with the analytical power of SAP HANA integrated along with the interface components of SAP Business Suite. Furthermore, SAP analytical apps run on the SAP HANA database and use virtual data models, making it more effective. So hope you could understand what SAP Fiori is, and from these three types of Fiori applications, how Fiori is the ultimate source of user experience for all employees in different departments across industries. And this will definitely add to your confidence and understanding why SAP could spread across 160 countries. Now getting into more details of SAP, we'll have a look at different SAP modules that are providing SAP its business and which are helping SAP realize different industrial requirements through its SAP ERP package. So just to help you understand, like I gave you an example of trading company. A trading company will have a sales department. So that sales department, that particular sales department is set up in SAP, is realized in SAP in the form of sales and distribution module. So it's a SD module. There's a procurement or purchasing department. So that procurement or purchasing department is realized in SAP in the form of materials management department or materials management module. There's a finance department. So there's a financial accounting module corresponding to it. Now, key costing managers of controlling department would require a controlling level of information, and that particular information is taken care of by controlling department. There is a logistics execution module in SAP which takes care of all the logistics requirement. To take care of the production planning, there is a production planning department module in SAP. All the quality assurance and quality checks that are done by the quality department are realized by the quality management module. The human resource department is taken care by the HR module that's there in SAP. Right? or the plant maintenance activities that are done in different industries can be viewed in SAP in the plant maintenance or PM module. So here you can see all these different departments are mapped to modules in SAP. And like you see on your screen, these are few key modules, but these are not all modules that are provided by SAP. And just to focus on the, you can say, very important modules that govern SAP. The very first module is finance and controlling or FICO module. So SAP FICO is a combination of two different ERP modules. Like the name says, finance accounting, that is the FI module, and controlling, that is the CO module. Under finance in SAP, and at enterprise level, the following modules play a very important role. So there is a finance module, a finance department, like FI says. Then for controlling, there's a CO module to take care of all the investment requirements of the company. You have the investment management module. The treasury, the payments are taken care of by the treasury module. Then we have the enterprise controlling module. So all these are provided by SAP. To understand more about SAP Finance, that is the financial accounting module, it is accountable for tracking the flow of financial data across the organization in a very controlled manner and integrating all the information for effective strategic and decision planning. If you'll see the SCPCO or controlling module, it facilitates coordinating, monitoring, and optimizing all the processes in an organization. It controls the business flow in an organization. This module helps in analyzing the actual figures with the planned data and planning business strategies. That's why you can see the controlling department loves the SAP CO module very much. When we go towards the sales department, you see you have a sales and distribution module taking care of all the sales and internal logistics or distribution activities of the sales department. And that's why SAP SD is a very important module in SAP. It has a high level of integration complexity. SAP SD is used by organizations to support sales and distribution activities of products and services, starting right from the inquiry to order that the customer places to the delivery to the customer. So order to delivery is taken care by the SD module. SAP SD can monitor a plethora of activities that take place in an organization, such as product inquiries that are lodged by customers, quotations or pre-sales activities, placing of order, pricing elements, scheduling deliveries, that is actual sales activity, picking, packing of goods in the warehouse, to goods issues, and eventually to shipments of products to customers and delivery of those products. And everything ends with a billing document to the customer. You see, in all these processes, multiple modules are involved, such as finance, controlling, material management for all the purchasing needs, production planning for planning and forecasting, logistics execution to take care of the shipping activities, and all these shows the complexity that's able that sales and distribution management can handle is excellent. When you go towards the material management department, which takes care of all the, you can say, purchasing activities, right, of a particular industry. So material management deals with movement of materials via other modules like logistics, there's a supply chain management concept which comes into picture, and this is an industry process which has been followed since ages. Sales and delivery, warehouse management of raw materials and semi-finished goods which are purchased from vendors, and the use of these raw materials and semi-finished goods in production and planning the purchase of all these activities. So in short, you'll see the material management module covers quotations, that is request for quotations is sent to vendors, and different vendors submit their quotations. Those quotations are compared on the basis of price, which forms the key factor, and along with the quality and the delivery time aspects, you can say the entire shipping time. Then based on this, vendors are finalized, and once vendors are set up in systems, buyers raise purchase orders to these vendors, and at the delivery date, you see there's a goods receipt performed for those materials which are raised in purchase order, because vendors would ultimately be shipping all the purchase order items to the warehouse, and then at the end there's an invoice that's received from the vendor, and payments are settled to these vendors. So all in all, this is what's covered in the material management department or material management module. Now going to the logistics execution module. So like the name suggests, it can be divided into two sub-modules, that is shipments of goods, which helps in the purchase to pay process, and warehouse management, that is the storage of goods. So these two modules are integrated with sales and distribution module, in material management module, and also with production planning module. So like you see on your screen, this is a small diagram which helps you understand the integration of the logistics execution on LE module with material management, wherein material management talks with the warehouse management module, it deals with shipping and also with transportation module. And to realize all these modules, it's very important to have the right set of organization or enterprise elements in place in the system. That's why the very primary aspect of any SAP project is setting up of the organization or setting up of the enterprise structure, right? When a company is realized in SAP, there's a company that's set up, then there are different company codes that are set up, and these company codes play a very important role in financial tracking of all the activities. Then to take care of all the, you can say, sales activities, there is a sales organization that's set up, then there are distribution channels which are set up, there are different divisions that are set up to take care of sale activities of different commodities. There are plants that are set up to take care of, say, manufacturing in case of a manufacturing industry. In case of a trading industry or trading company, plants take care of, you can say, storage of all the goods. Then there are sales areas and sales offices which are set up, and you can say all the finished goods or raw material are stored in storage locations that are set up for these plants. So these are the individual organization elements which are set up in SAP system. But you see, this by setting up, you can say, the sales organizations, purchase organizations, sales office, purchasing group, warehouse number, you see, that doesn't serve the purpose. You need to link all these organization elements to each other. That's why assignment of organization elements is very important. Then after the organization structure is up and ready with all the assignments, then there are different, you can say, configurations that are required for SAP setup to be complete, right? To run transactions, to have a sales order in place, you should have a order document types. Then for billing, there should be a billing types available. Then to store customer data, there should be a customer master available. To take care of all the purchasing needs, a vendor master needs to be set up. That material masters need to be set up to have all the materials updated in the system for all different departments. There should be a purchase order document type that's relevant to the purchasing business process that's been executed. It needs to be set up in the system. There are different invoice types which are available, and based on the business needs, those invoices are created at the right point of time. So hope you can understand what SAP is, right? What ERP is, what SAP actually does. That's the need and work of SAP, the evolution of SAP right from R1 to S4, what Fiori is, the advantages of Fiori, different types of Fiori applications, and at the end, different SAP modules that SAP provides. So, yep, if you have any questions related to what you have seen in this video, please drop in your questions in the comment box and I'll get back to you shortly. So, before we leave, I request you to share this video with your fellow colleagues, with your friends, with anyone you know would benefit from this SAP video, because it's very important to have an understanding, to know what's going on in the market and what's the future of the market, because eventually sharing is caring. So if you like the video, smash the like button, click on subscribe, and don't forget to click on the bell icon to get notified of every video that I release immediately. Thank you very much, and it was nice getting in touch with you again. Please stay tuned for the next video, and I'll get back to you shortly. Thank you very much.